Hello, and welcome to Art Snacks. Today we're going to draw a flower, and we're going to use some different colors here. So I'm going to show you the colors right now. And if you don't have all of these exact same colors, similar colors will do. What you'll see is that I have sort of a, let me see what it is here. I have a red violet, and I have a melon, but you could use a pink and a red violet. We want these because they're two analogous colors. They're similar, not exactly beside each other on the color wheel. We also have an orange or a red orange, and we have a black. Now, again, you don't have to have these exact same crayons or colored pencils. In the neighborhood would be fine. We're going to start with the red orange, or the red violet as our first color, okay, that we're going to draw with. So first we're going to do just sort of a circle, but look how light the circle is. A very, very light circle. Okay. Then we're going to fuzzy the edges up just a little bit, and fuzzy the edges up on the other side a little bit, and fuzzy the top up. Okay. And now we're going to start bringing some sort of shapes down. These are going to be petals. They can be different shapes. They don't have to be exactly the same. In fact, they shouldn't be. No two flowers are the same. This is a cone flower. That's what it's called. Okay. We've got the basics. We've got the basics of it drawn, and we used one color to do all of those basic colors. Okay. Now we're going to go in there and we're going to start adding some other features. And how we do that is along the top here, I'm going to use this orange, and I'm going to just kind of make some lines like this. And this is the sort of seed area of the flower, where the seeds are. Those are what make new flowers. Okay, so I'm putting some different little strokes in there to add texture. Okay, texture. Now I'm going to go and sort of lay down some value. I'm going to say dark color and value at the same time. I'm going to choose the right side of this petal to add some value. I'm going to do the same thing with some lines and some value on several of these petals. See how I'm not coloring the whole petal? When we're little kids, a lot of times we color everything in. So I need to color that in. When we start really looking at things, we notice that color isn't always the same, that it changes as it goes across the surface of some objects. And so if we want things to look more real or more true to life, we have to go a little further in our observation to see what it's really doing. I'm going to add one more petal over there. On this side, a few little darks here and there. Not too many. Okay. Now just for grins and giggles, I'm going to introduce another color.
Hello, boys and girls. I'm green.
We're going to come out the bottom. Hello, boys and girls. I'm silly. We're going to come out the bottom with a stem, a little stem there. And we're not going to make it the same all the way across. Again, you're going to see over and over, I don't like to do the same thing. I like to kind of have some variation. That's a big word, variation. Now, remember we had that kind of pinkish color earlier? We're going to use that on the parts of the petals that we didn't use the dark color. Now, we're also going to leave some parts white, so there'll be highlights. This light doesn't do the same thing every time. And even this flower, as the sun moves through the sky, looks different times of the day. There's a guy you got to check out named Monet. He was an impressionist, M-O-N-E-T. He studied something called haystacks, stacks of hay, and he painted them with beautiful colors, and he painted them at all different times of the day. It's something you should really look at because I think it's kind of cool. Now I'm going to use this black here, and I'm going to use a texture. I'm going to really get it dark right where this middle of the flower meets the petals to create contrast Where might you see a flower like this? What biome would this flower grow in? You know what a biome is? Ask your mom or your teacher or Google what a biome is. Let's see if you can find out. Now, instead of just using black, I'm going to go back to that dark color of mine. I'm going to go over that black so it's not quite so dominant. Okay. Now, if I wanted to, if I really wanted to, I could create contrast around this flower. I could choose a, let's say, a dark green. Let's look for a dark green among our crayons here. Here's a dark green. Let's say I wanted to take that green right up to the edges of my petals. What's going to happen when that green meets the stem? Let's see if they agree with each other. I can still see the stem. That was exciting for a moment. Maybe. Maybe not. I broke my crayon. That brings up an interesting point. Is it okay to break crayons? Every teacher and every mom has different rules. My personal rules are, if you can use the crayons, they're still crayons. And if they break accidentally, no problem. Now, if kids breaking them on purpose just for fun, I used to get bummed out about that. But sometimes you almost have to break one to get it small enough to use it where you want it and how you want it. But if you're using teachers' crayons, I want to ask them first. And if you're using crayons at home that other people have to use, it's good manners if you want to change one or just one to ask everybody else if that's okay with them. Because they might want the crayon whole and perfect. You might want it small and different. Now, I'm going to go back to the stem, and I'm going to darken it up with a little of that black so it doesn't blend in too much to the background. So you can kind of see the edges of it. So you know that thing is actually on a stem. And that is our coneflower. See you next time.